So that's a Stephen move. When Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just had the slaves go work for other white people.
Y'all, we leaving right now.
So I wanted to start with that little snippet because that was one of the first snippets I saw of Kanye West today before I decided, I don't know why, but I decided to treat myself to the entirety of his campaign rally. Because what I did not want to do is to take a snippet, the snippet that's been floating around the internet, a few snippets actually of his rally speech, and to make, any kind of determination or judgment on what was going on today. Although it was pretty plainly clear that I could have done that without actually even watching even a little bit of it, because I've been calling bullshit on Kanye West for a minute. I mean, I'll say this. He had me fooled for a second when he was touring with the choir, and I thought to myself, well, he ain't really hurt nobody and blah, blah, blah. I mean, for a second, I was still trying to have just a little, like a tiny sliver of my heart was still with the dude because he's from my hometown of Chicago. And I didn't want to dump all over him, even though I have felt for a long time that Kanye West has this crazy desire for attention and to be worshipped, which makes sense considering the family that he decided to align and marry into. Now, before we get into that snippet, because we are going to talk about that very snippet as well as another one that's been making its rounds. When I woke up from a nap, I've been watching Queen of the South on Netflix too. I just been kind of like just chilling today, and I saw Kanye West trending and Harriet Tubman trending, and so I was like, why is Harriet Tubman trending? I mean, Kanye West, I know he has an album coming out or something like that, but what? And so I saw the snippet and I thought, oh no, he did not say that. And so I saw other snippets as well floating around, including him breaking out in hysterical cries, talking about how his father wanted to abort him, his mother saved him, and that he almost killed his daughter. He's referring to North. I guess he at one point wanted to abort North. It's kind of hard to decipher what the hell he was trying to say. Even after watching the entirety of the speech, I still walked away with like, what the entire fuck is this, right? I didn't even really know. It was like word salad. It's like he just threw up a bunch of words, very much like Trump, which is why I guess they liked each other at one point or another, right? But what I walked away feeling after watching the speech is that this man is clearly having a manic episode. And I don't know if you know anyone personally that has bipolar disorder, but when they are going through a manic episode, it can come off looking very much the way he was and how we've seen him before. Okay. Everybody does things differently. So it doesn't have to come out in the way that his is coming out, but you can look at him and say, oh, that's a manic episode. If you've ever been, again, close to someone or that may, suffer from mental illness, it was as clear as day to me as to what we were looking at. And Kanye West has admitted that he has bipolar disorder, and he's also admitted that he will not take his medicine, that he just doesn't take it. And so it's not surprising that we see things like this happen. He also suffers from narcissism. Okay, that's not shocking. I hope it's not shocking to anyone that this man is a narcissist. And so, of course, it does take a bit of narcissism to think that you can run the country, right? And that's not necessarily a terrible thing to have a tiny sliver of narcissism to think that you can do something that you want to do. But his narcissism knows no bounds. And he is a part of a family whose narcissism knows no bounds. So, and he's been allowed to get away with it for a long time, saying whatever that just kind of pops out of his mouth, like slavery was a choice, and jumping on stage with Taylor Swift and taking her moment, all the kind of bullshit that we've seen over the years. And he's been allowed to get away with it because people like to label him a musical genius. Now, me personally, like I said, I'm from Chicago. He's from Chicago. But people call him a musical genius because he's able to chop and screw a sample, a 70s sample, a 80s, R&B sample over a nice little beat. And now he's a musical genius. I guess music is subjective. Okay. But he took that and ran with it, right? So he think he is above reproach. And he's thought that for a minute, right? He's thought that for a minute. I remember one time, Kanye, it's been a while, but I remember he was doing an interview and he said something along the lines of, Beyonce keeps a picture of Kim Kardashian in the studio because she gets inspired by her. And I knew back then when I heard, I'm like, I know he lying. But he's narcissistic enough to believe that Beyonce would need to be inspired by Kim Kardashian. He's been going down here for a minute. And people keep blaming the death of his mother on what we are now witnessing. And listen, I will not say that the death of a parent doesn't hurt or change you. I have lost both of mine, and grief has no expiration date. And the way people handle it is everybody handles it different. Do I think that it devastated him to lose his mother, who he was very, very, very close to? Absolutely. Absolutely devastated him. Did he start to spiral after? I would like to say so, but I also think there were some other factors in that, right? I also believe there were some other factors in that that just kind of contributed to what we're seeing right now. And I just feel like Black people, we've coddled him for far too long, right? There's a lot of people that have mental illness, right? But the responsible thing to do as a person that is suffering from the mental illness who wants to run the country is to get it in check. And so if that requires you to get on some medication or to check yourself into a hospital or allow other people to help you, then so be it. But what's not okay is that he will get on a public platform. He has a rally. He knew that this was going to go viral. And to say something as disrespectful, in my opinion, as he said regarding Harriet Tubman. So he basically said, well, she didn't actually free the slaves. She just basically freed them so that they can go and work for white folks. As if he has never lived on earth and that's not how things work. I mean, didn't he not have deals with white people? Did he not just sign a deal with the Gap? Adidas? Whatever his record label is, he has a parent company that is distributing it, right? So for him to say that, in my opinion, was very disrespectful to Harriet Tubman and reduced what she did, which was make several trips back to get slaves and to get them to freedom. He minimized that by saying, well, all she did was, free them so they can go off and work for white people, as if that is a new concept, as if that's just a concept, just as what he said. And I got upset because I kept seeing people say, well, he's actually right. He's actually right. Like, listen, first of all, he's inaccurate in how he's saying it. Like I saw where he was trying to go with it, but he's not articulate enough to actually deliver the message. Now, after that, he went on to say basically that a lot of people, that these celebrities that people look up to, they also work for the white corporations, right? All these people that you adore and you look up to, well, hell, they're basically, they have a white boss. Well, duh, Kanye. But why invoke the name of Harriet Tubman to prove your point? See, here's the problem with me that I have with Kanye West. You are now entering a political space. You have now decided to enter into a political arena. Therefore, you need to be able to articulate yourself, accurately articulate yourself in a way that does not leave people trying to explain what you were trying to say. Because say if Donald Trump said the same thing that he said, well, she didn't actually free the slaves. I mean, people would be losing their shit. What's the difference? It's disrespectful no matter who says it. And I don't want to hear people saying, well, he was actually kind of right. No, actually he wasn't. Actually he wasn't. And he minimized what she did in that little snippet. He completely disrespected and minimized what Harriet Tubman did. And that's just not cool to me. Not cool at all. Not cool. All right. He also, of course, like I said, talked about his father wanted to abort him. And, you know, he was crying hysterically. And like I said, he talked about his daughter. He almost killed his daughter. And it was just a lot of stuff. And I thought to myself, I don't know where Kim was, if she was there, but I would have been mortified. And listen, I'm not a fan of Kim Kardashian. I don't care for that family one bit. But in that moment, I actually had some sympathy for her because I thought to myself, I would have just killed him if he had shared that. I would have killed him if he shared something like that to a bunch of strangers. And I have to also think to myself, how the hell is she dealing with this? Now, I'm hoping that that family isn't just enabling him and not trying to help him, because, you know, I saw a lot of people saying, where's Kim at? Why is she not helping him? How could she let her husband? Listen, there's some people that are even in our range, can be sleeping right next to us, that it's just, we can't help them. We can't help them. I can't imagine living with a man like this. And I've been saying this for a while, because we've been seeing Kanye act out for a long time. I kept saying to myself, listen, Kim Kardashian is building a case against Kanye West, because when the time is right, and when she gonna leave his ass, she gonna leave him, and she got so many antidotes. She got so many cases of this man acting out in such bizarre ways that she will have, I would say, an open and shut case. There ain't gonna be a judge living on this planet, walking this earth, that will probably grant, joint custody the way he acts. You know, the most he probably gonna get is like a visitation, of supervised visitation, the way he moving. He really is. I just feel like she building the case. So when she leaves, people won't be like, they won't look at her like the bad guy. Because remember, early on, Kim Kardashian was to love him and leave him. She had a boyfriend, he was gone. She got married, she was divorced in a month, right? So with Kanye, I genuinely believe she loves him. I do. I don't doubt that she doesn't love him, but I also think that she needs to appear sympathetic at some point or another. And if she does leave, I'll say if and when she decides to make her grand exit, she will be the sympathetic figure here, because people won't blame her for walking away from this. I can't blame her if she decided to walk from Kanye West. This is bizarre. He has just devolved into like something that I just don't know. And he needs help. People need to stop coddling him and try to get this man some help. Maybe they have tried and he's so far gone, he won't allow it. But something has to be done. But what I don't appreciate is that now he is trying to, dip his toe in the political space in which he doesn't even understand. Hell, Trump doesn't understand it. And this is not a vote for this person to vote for this person kind of video. That's not where I'm at. You are allowed to do or do whatever you want. I'm saying that this is irresponsible. What he is doing is irresponsible. But I see him having a manic episode. This is a man in a manic episode who needs some help. He needs help, and he doesn't need coddling anymore. We don't need to try to explain away what he was trying to say. we need to first of all, get him off the political stage and get him some help. So I don't know if you guys have watched the entirety of the speech, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the link to the entire speech. Listen, I'm just warning you. Okay, it's a lot. It's a lot of rambling. Okay, but I don't want you to take those snippets and let me tell you what's happening. Decide for yourself. Okay, here is my email. This is my Twitter handle, and that's my Cash App. Like I said, I just wanted to come to you guys quick today because I saw this trending, and what he said about Harriet Tubman, it just pissed me off. And I just feel like Kanye West has gotten far too many passes, and this man needs a mental check-in. Somebody needs to do a 5150. He needs something. But this is not okay, and this should not be normalized at all. Okay? So anyway, do me a favor. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Like, and of course, leave a comment. And like I said, I'm going to leave the link below to the actual speech, the entirety of the speech, so that you guys can check it out for yourself and you make up your mind about it. Okay? Some of you might actually think it's great. I don't know. But anyway,